Do you feel like I do? Are you getting the feeling the Edge radio broadcast is growing? Well, if so, you're right. The Edge program has been hitting the bullseye of what people are interested in. Do you feel like I do? We've updated the website, set listing records, and are getting ready to add a web store. Do you feel like I do? From around the world, people are listening to the program, sending in their stories, making guest suggestions, participating in the forum and the online polls. They're telling their friends about the show. Do you feel like I do? Listen every Saturday night, 8 to 10 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, and feel like I do, right here on this station.
Dave, this is your computer talking. You really must switch your website hosting companies. Your server is down all the time. Your bandwidth is exceeded on a regular basis. Dave, you must switch your website hosting to Internet Solutions. Their servers are up 99.9% of the time. They give you plenty of bandwidth. Their hosting includes unlimited email accounts, free programs, like web blogs, forums, chat room, counters, calendars, newsletters, and so much more. Dave, why don't you switch your hosting company to Internet Solutions at TS4.com? They created the super cool websites for WNTS Radio and the Edge Radio broadcast. That is TS4.com. Thanks, Dave.
It's starting to rain again. The rain had slacked up a little bit. It burst into flames. My, get out of the way, please. 400 or 500 feet into the sky, and all the humanity and all the...
Headline edition, July 8, 1947. The Army Air Forces has announced that a flying disc has been found and is now in the possession of the Army. Has been inspected at Roswell, New Mexico, and sent to Wright Field, Ohio, for further inspection.
Here is a bulletin from CBS News. In Dallas, Texas, 3 shots were fired at President Kennedy's motorcade in downtown Dallas. The first reports say that President Kennedy has been seriously wounded by this shooting.
Houston, Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has landed.
We interrupt this program to bring you a special bulletin from NBC News. Former Beatle John Lennon is dead. Lennon died in a hospital shortly after being shot outside his New York apartment tonight.
45 seconds after liftoff, a huge fireball in the sky.
We have a report from the flight dynamics officer that the vehicle has exploded. Flight director confirms that. We are looking.
We have some very sad news to bring you. We are just getting word that the French government has informed all of us that Princess Diana has died.
Hello, everybody. Do you have a message you want to get to the world? Do you have an aspiration to broadcast it live? Well, now you can through the Edge Broadcasting Network. EBN is now offering to you your own live broadcast service. This means that with just a microphone or connection from a mixing board, you can stream your program live up to 128 kilobits, that's CD quality, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You can also stream your recorded audio tracks that are on your computer's hard drive or MP3 player. You can mix live and recorded audio. The Edge Broadcasting Network is making this available to you for only $99 per month. That's right, just $99 per month. Technology is advancing, so take advantage of this great opportunity by clicking on the Edge Broadcast Network link on the Edge's homepage, or go to ebnlive.net. That's ebnlive.net for more information. Broadcasting the truth together on the Edge Broadcasting Network. welcome back to the Edge television broadcast. My name is Daniel Ott. Don't forget about our Thursday show, broadcast from the UK. Our host, Andy Rappert, who is currently updating the live chat there. We have links up there right now. Clone Scary Image, Implant, Nazis, books, relevant information pertaining to tonight's interview. If you've got a question for tonight's guest, Mike Lucas, go to TheEdgeAM.com website, click on the Fast Blast, or join us in the chat. I'm looking at all that as we're talking to our guest tonight from Peterborough, Ontario, Canada. Mike Lucas wrote the book Satan's Government, and it doesn't surprise me one bit. Now let's go back to our newsmaker line and bring it back on. Mike Lucas, are you there?
I'm here.
Hey, welcome back to the program. Mike Lucas, we've got a few questions coming in now, and one of them, as I was reading the live chat, should Christians take up arms and fight if need be, or should they be more sort of a docile, can't we all get along type of people?
Well, that's an excellent question. I believe that all human beings have a role to play, and that of course pertains to Christians as well. The Bible tells us that there are those who are called to be evangelists, and some are called to be healers and teachers, and I believe some people are called to be soldiers. I do not believe it is wrong for a Christian to serve as a soldier. If that individual, that Christian, believes that is his calling to defend his nation, and if he firmly believes that, I believe that's what he needs to do. I don't think there's any where in the Bible where we are told that a Christian is not allowed to serve as a soldier, and certainly we can find numerous examples in the Old Testament where God's people were called upon by God to fight and engage in war against enemies. So I guess I would say yes, a Christian could serve as a soldier and still be a Christian.
Well, let me ask you this: in the New Testament, I don't know if I'm seeing a contradiction, but doesn't Jesus say at one point, sell your script and buy swords, and then in another place say, he who lives by the sword dies by the sword?
Absolutely, absolutely. And I believe there's also scripture where Jesus Christ said, I did not come to bring peace but a sword, and to set every man against his own household. So I think intelligent Bible students who have been studying the Bible know that the teachings of Jesus Christ are not necessarily for the simple-minded. We have to study those words very carefully, and we have to try to understand them. I believe that what the Bible basically tells us is that we are not to lead a violent life. I believe that when we're told, he takes up the sword, he who lives by the sword will die by the sword, and we're also told in the New Testament that we are to pay taxes. We are to obey the governing authorities. I've quoted that scripture in my book, Satan's Government. We are to obey the governing authorities. And I believe, of course, that means to the degree that we are not contravening the law of God. Mm-hmm. So I believe that the Christian teaching is telling us to live peacefully and to obey the law. However, if the law of the land tells us to do something which is against the law of God, then obviously to that point we must not do it. A perfect example would be the prophet Daniel. If we read the book of Daniel, where Daniel was thrown into the den of lions and thrown into a burning furnace because he refused to obey the law of the land, which at that time was to bow down to images, statues of the king. Yeah. I'm sure many of your readers and listeners are aware of that story. So there's a clear example of how we are to live peacefully and